we are right back again. This is 5 Minutes With, and I'm your host, Jamar Suber. As you know, I talk to amazing entrepreneurs who push us to go higher. And today isn't any different. Today, I'm with Julius Richardson of Sunrise Talent Solutions. For some reasons, I want to say acquisitions because it's bigger than what it looks like. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Jamar.
Absolutely. So let's start at the very beginning.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about your story that led you into talent acquisitions.
Well, I'm city born, country raised, and internationally traveled. Okay. You know, I was born in Chicago, Illinois. I'm my grandmother's son, and then I was trained as a United States Marine. Once I left as the United States Marine, transitioning back into the society, I decided to get my schooling with bachelor's of administration, business administration, as well as marketing, and then I came back with a master's in organizational leadership with Jacksonville University. Okay. So through my travels of being as a United States Marine, it brought me here to Jacksonville, Florida, and I said, you know what? When I transition out of the service, I'm coming back here to Jacksonville and make it home. Yeah.
Man, listen, you are in a perfect place to be in the business that you're in. Talent solutions, you know, helping these industries, these companies find top talent. They're suffering. They're suffering. So, for instance, if I owned a logistics company and I'm looking for talent to bring in, what are some of the first things I need to think about before I call you?
Well, why? Well, phenomenal question, and phenomenal question. Why would someone come to work for you? Will be the question that you'll need to ask before you make that call. Why? What separates me from my other competitors, and how the barriers? What are the barriers I'm going to help remove to get them to be more successful? Because no one cares how much you know until you know how much they care. Yeah. And so removing those barriers and providing that employee value proposition to make yourself center stage as well as an employer brand to come to, we can help come and accelerate that growth and provide that support.
Yeah. I have a lot of CEOs, executives who watch this show. Talk about the difference between someone just searching on Indeed or calling someone like you to find talent. What's the difference between the two?
Well, what we do is we partner with those organizations and we help them improve their KPIs with our TLCs, talent, leadership, and culture. We help them go from a competency-based mindset to a talent-based mindset. And we provide much strategy and insights along with their goals attached to their business organization goals tied to people metrics. So we're designing a complete strategy that's aligned to not only their organizational goals, but to the talent pools that they richly need to support.
Outstanding. So after you help strengthen the behind the scenes, the infrastructure, do you then go out and find the talent physically, or tell us about that?
Well, again, that's a brilliant question, and there's a multitude of ways to be able to go about it. It depends on what is the urgency of the need of the business and where and identify them and prioritize them and then execute. So there may be a need we need to be able to establish a different department, a new department to be able to go after this target industry. We need to be able to have established leadership to be able to understand our business and execute on those business outcomes. So we probably need to identify that senior leadership first. Or we already have identified that, and we need to identify a leader in that regard. There's a multitude of ways to be able to go about that, but there's always a solution for the problem. And most industries and those professionals have a hard time to have the trusted partner to advise them and to execute.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're working with some of your clients, what are some of the gaps that need to be filled? What are some of those trends? What are some of the companies missing?
Phenomenal question. But all times you need to be able to have both the telescope and the microscope, be able to zoom out to say, hey, where are we at in our organization? Provide that transparent communication where we want to be in 5 years, and then align that to the talent point, because that's the entry point and truly essentially the lifeblood of the organization. So as long as that's healthy and vibrant, it'll be able to support any organization, whatever they decide to task with.
Man, that's wonderful. So not only do you run your company, you're also a motivational speaker?
Yes, indeed.
Tell us about that.
Well, it's an opportunity to extend a message, one through not only adversity but perseverance, but also leaving it better where you found it.
Yeah. Man, that's great. So as we wrap up, everyone listening, viewing, give them one last thing as it relates to perseverance. Help them push through.
If I can leave them with the word today, there's no shortcut to the top of the palm tree.
Man, that's it. Thank you for coming on the show.
I appreciate the time.
All right. As you heard it right here, there's no shortcut
To the palm tree.
to the palm tree. You've just watched 5 Minutes with. I'm your host, Jamar Suber. And if you want to learn more about Julius, please log on to dailynewsnetwork.com.